Carlos, the love of my life.
Welcome, my head was somewhere else. Welcome to another episode. I'm here with Louie. This is the second show today, but I'll tell you, I'm going to ask him to come back because he's got a lot to say. So you want to go back to the house and tell me how you deal with
Well, to the house, actually right now, I'm basically almost making every move, every decision on myself in the house because my boss has kind of given me the leeway and because he's doing something else for his life. He's going through some changes and he trusts us, you know. I just feel good that he trusts that his manager is able to. He trusts that every move I make, I'm loyal to him. I love my boss like a friend, and he's younger too, and I like my kid too, and.
Is he in the program?
And he's in recovery too.
Very good.
He's been victimized by the addiction of alcohol and drugs. So everybody in the house, in some way or another, is in recovery.
Yeah.
So I do the intakes. I have one-on-ones with the guys. I run the meetings with the guys. I call outside speakers to bring some speakers from my side. So the guys that are in the house are new, could also hear the message of hope and that they could identify there is other people that are doing the things that are suggested to do to get off drugs and alcohol and start the process. And enjoy life, you know, without a substance. And it could be doable, but it's only could be done, you know, sometime 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. And we always tell them, we won't guarantee if you do everything the way it's laid out. We have a format that says that if everything you do here, you do it the way it's laid out. Rarely has we seen a person who has failed. We don't promise that you're going to get everything back. You won't get your wife. You won't get your car. You won't get... But if you do the things that are suggested, it is guaranteed you will have another day of sobriety. Okay?
And that's it.
And that is the best thing because you know what that says? That if you could get 1 day of sobriety, that's one more day you got yourself back.
Right.
Because if you don't have yourself, you can't keep nothing.
Right.
Because in order to keep something, you got to have yourself able to control everything else. If you don't have control of yourself...
I have to ask, how many meetings are required a week with these guys?
As right now, we have guidelines that we have two. First of all, we have, I believe, in our foundation, which is our Lord and Jesus Christ, and we have Bible study on Mondays, and that's pertaining to the 12 steps of how it was brought up by Bill and Bob.
Yes.
Because the Oxford guys back then did it like that. They had a little, and the 12 steps of recovery was not made up, it was discovered. And so we do that with them. And then on Thursday, we have a regular meeting, a normal regular meeting with guys coming in. Or we have a group conscious meeting. And, you know, we just talk about recovery. How is it going? And anything that you want to share that's bothering you, let it all out.
How about going out to meetings?
And then we suggest them that they have, after that, they have 5 more meetings.
Ooh,
at the beginning.
That's good.
Because we want them to aggressively try to go to more meetings, because the more meetings you go, the more chances you have to find a sponsor. A sponsor is somebody who's been where you've been or where you are and has been through a lot of things in life and hasn't find it necessary to pick up a substance or whatever to, keep moving on. And he can meet you right where you are and guide you to the next day. And it's like a good friend, too. But he can shed light, or wherever you don't see light, he might help you. And then also to sign up for a group. A group is a group of guys that they sign up and they have meetings, and they call that a home group. And if you don't have a home group, you're homeless. You're homeless, and it's a place where you socialize with a group of guys like you that are trying to stay clean.
And you get used to those people.
And you get used to coming out of yourself and meeting
Right.
other people, and don't be like we used to. Because when we used to drink and drug, at the very end, at some point, we isolated from the people, the world, and everybody.
Yeah.
Because that's what drugs and alcohol did to me, and I see that a lot. And it just beats you up to a corner and tells you, you ain't worth nothing. Just end it right here. Not knowing that that's a lie from our addiction telling us, because we could become our worst enemy. So that's where we come in. We tell them, branch out. Stain your hand out. There's another one coming in through the door. If you're going through a lot, help yourself and help the next person. Reach out your hand. How you doing? Welcome. Make them feel welcome,
And they go, I'm interrupting, but they go to outside meetings with at least another person with them.
They go to meetings in groups most of the time.
Oh, okay.
Or we suggest to them, and they do it. When they do it the way we laid it out for them, that shows us a lot that they are trying to get involved and doing it our way, because they see that our way is working, because what we have today. So they want it, so they go get it too. So when they do that, and sometimes we ask them, we want numbers. We want to verify at the beginning, see how honest you're being with yourself and us. Mm-hmm. So we give them a paper every week.
Yeah.
They fill it out. That's a progress report. That tells us how much you're getting involved with your recovery,
right.
how much you signed up, and how much you're doing what we asked you to do when you signed your intake papers. So that makes them feel good that they're being held accountable. They do their chores. They keep the house very nice looking and representable. And we have probations, we have DAs, we have a bunch of people that go through the house because they work out there. They want the best houses for their clients.
Right.
Some of them,
I know.
They love these guys like their kids. They just got to make their job face.
Yeah.
But they want the best, because there's houses. I'm not saying there's other houses, but houses that I just want, give me the money, give me a urine once a month.
That's right.
I ask these guys to be held accountable for urine sample every 3 days. They like that. They need the pressure, some of them. It holds them accountable. It holds them responsible for what they got and what they don't want to lose.
Right. Right.
So
you run a tight
ship
house.
Yeah.
You run a tight house, and some of them. I know what it was when I was there, and sometimes it was a wrestling match. Mm-hmm. You have to go to meet. No, I was the same way with writing down the meetings. I was very strict about that. We went off on. I haven't asked you too much about you, but I want to ask you if you'll come back, Louie.
I'm more certainly willing. Yes, love to.
So you were 9 when you had your first drink.
Yes, I was.
And you never looked back.
I never looked back for 37 years.
How often were you drinking in the beginning?
Well, I was real young, so I know I couldn't expose myself to people out in the public because they were going to question me, even call the police. So in New York, I went to the roof and drank.
Yeah.
I drank with my other buddy, and we smoked Winchesters. You remember the Winchesters? We smoked that, and we drank a lot of 40s, Malt Dog, and we drank Old English and Cock 45.
But how old were you when you
I was there. I was already about 11, 14, 15, drinking around that age where I didn't want no, other people that were older than me seeing me. They were getting my business. I didn't want nobody to stop me from my buzz.
Yeah, yeah. When did the trouble start for you?
Oh boy,
How old?
the trouble started. I was around. It started in school. In school, I could not focus because I'd be drinking and smoking marijuana. We used to call it, now they call it weed or whatever, whatever. But, and the teacher used to call me to the side and said, I think you should go home. Or they would send me to the principal's office and say, we can smell alcohol, and I don't think you're in a good state of mind. And they would call my mother, but my mother, I told them that she didn't know English. Which it was true.
Oh, it was true.
And they didn't make any effort to find somebody that would understand, and I would tell them that she's not home. And I managed to manipulate the system in my way around it. Anyway, it started there, and then every time I would come to the class, all zooted up high like a kite, and everybody just doing their homework, and I'm in La La Land, like this. So I don't know, but I was always respectful. But the teachers managed to pass me to the next grade, either out of kindness or just they didn't want to see me no more. But it all started there, and then I graduated by the skin of my teeth. And as soon as I graduated in 1976, I told my mom, Mom, I did it. Look, your son graduated. Can I get a gift for that? And he said, yeah, you could. What would you like? I said, I'd like to go see my father in Puerto Rico.
What part?
I went to San Juan.
San Juan.
Yeah, and they granted to me, and it was not the best thing I did.
No, huh?
No, because nothing stopped. I picked it up more because I had a brother over there that was fully blown alcoholic, and my father even got rid of him and sent him on his own, and I joined him because, you know, you want to hang out with people that have common things like you. And I did, and then it took off. I never stopped. I got involved in a relationship, and then I got in trouble with the police over there.
Oh.
So I got in trouble with the police. I started dealing and wheeling marijuana and getting into all fights and everything because I had a lot of fights, and I used to love to fight. And
You used to stay.
How
How long?
I stood there. I stood in Puerto Rico, 76. I came back in 76, 77. I came back in 78.
Okay.
78, I came back. As soon as I came back, I brought the female with me because it was not the right thing to leave her there, especially if I'm having a kid from her. Gave it a shot. I brought her. I tried to go to work, but it was not in me. It was like working under a roof was too much. I just want to hang out. That didn't work out. It was too young. It was like babies making babies, and my mother did all the support and financially helping, and eventually she didn't want to do nothing. I wanted to just basically didn't want to be with her. And my mother loved the baby, and I said, but I'm not feeling it with this woman. And one day she didn't want to do something, and I just threw the pants at her. And by mistake, I cut her here with the zipper in her ear thingy here. And anyway, she got kind of like, she felt bad because she thought that my mother got fed up. She didn't want to help her clean or do any dishes or anything. So I told her, you know, the best thing is that we go our way. I sent her back to Puerto Rico.
Oh.
And she took the baby. My mother suffered a lot, but I said, Mom, I'm not going to be miserable. I don't want you to support us. And I tried to work. I went and worked for the city sanitation and all that, but I was just not feeling it with her.
Right.
She was just a lump on a log.
Yeah.
And I'm a go-getter guy. So anyways, and we're young anyway, so that didn't work out. From there, the following year, that's when I committed a crime. Halloween Day, October 1979, me and my brother.
How old were you?
I was 19 around there.
Okay.
I was 19. I didn't give a damn. My brother came back with me when I had a problem in Puerto Rico. I forgot to tell you that when I got that problem in Puerto Rico, I came overboard and I brought her too with me. I brought my brother, and we started doing I continue like in Puerto Rico drinking, and that's when I got into that crime, and me and my brother committed a crime in the corner.
And you got caught.
And yes, my brother was really hurt, and the police traced the blood all the way to my sister's house. And yeah, and we went to jail, and they took it like a self-defense because it was a real violence crime. There was a lot of weapons involved, and my brother got the worst of it. And I told him, "You in bad shape. I got a bad leg. I'm fighting a guy. He's fighting the other guy. This guy is a guy from a gang." And we forgot that we had a 007 in our pocket. And I told him, "You got a knife in your hand. If you don't do something about this, the guy's gonna kill us." So I told him, "Get him, stab him. Get out of this. Let's get out of this." And he listened to me, and he stabbed the guy. The guy fell on the floor, and I took the knife off my brother, and I said, "I think he's still alive. Let me just finish him off." And there were people watching the fight, and they saw how brutal they were beating us up. They said, "Don't do it, guys. Don't do it, guys. He's dead already." And I didn't do it. But I took my brother out of the scene, took the knife, we threw it away.
Was he dead?
The guy was dead. One shot, it crisscrossed his heart. And it was sad, and he was dead over drugs.
It was over drugs.
Over drugs, and not being in the right mind. And
yeah, so
they gave me a little
getting
time.
sick up here, and that took you to the crime.
That took me to the crime, and they gave us a little bit of time. We had public defenders, but my brother was badly bludgeoned in blood. The guy was hitting my brother with a bat over his head.
Oof.
He was a monster.
Oof.
My brother was a monster. They took all the pictures. They gave me 3 years. They gave him 4 years for a body. The guy had a record.
Your brother?
No,
the other guy.
That guy he was a gang guy.
Yeah.
He was an abuser.
Right.
So, the courts take this in consideration. We never had a big kind of crime cases. I had like misdemeanors, breaking into cars. But this guy was an adult. I'm an adolescent. My brother was an adult, yeah. But my brother didn't have no cases in New York. I had just brought him from Puerto Rico. A clean slate, So they took that into consideration. Wow. They did the investigation for 6 months. They said, we can't give him no more than 4 years to the guy that killed him. Self-defense, it was manslaughter, first degree. I got manslaughter, second degree. 3 years, 36 months. I went upstate, I went to Elmira, and then I kept doing stops until they sent me over to Poughkeepsie, Fishkill. I wrapped up my bit there. I got out on parole. And my brother came out the following year, and he moved to Brooklyn. We couldn't be together because it was not a good idea. He went his way, I went my way, but we kept in touch. And I became the worst criminal in prison, too.
Really?
Because that turned me inside out.
Yeah.
I really, and then, everything was like, it was like, you're immune to anything. There's nothing that comes to your face that's going to fear you out of you.
Yeah.
I used to have people that used to get pissed at me because they come in my back and try to scare me, and I'm supposed to jump, and it's like, what? Go into a basement, I'm supposed to be scared or whatever in a valley. And I go into, I don't know, is it if I am dead to my emotions or what I've been through, but you can put me in the worst alley, the worst jungle, and I'm walking like it's okay.
Right.
Because there's nothing I haven't been through. Right. I met my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in solitary confinement, 21 days, because they couldn't even keep me in population because I was...
Really?
Yeah. So
Jeez.
They started taking steps with me because I did not take it. I respect the officers and I got along with them, but the inmates, I didn't want nobody to find me in the wrong terms. So I turned real violent, and they knew that if they say too many words, I was already and fighting so much in Rikers Island made me almost a professional boxer. So my reputation started spreading. Roberto Duran, the Hands of Stone, and all that, and they started calling me Mike Tyson in Springfield because I fought the worst guys in the worst area. If anybody knows Springfield, North End, Little Puerto Rico, and to hang in there, you had to have your pants where they belong, or they will run you over like an 18-wheeler. So I'm not highly proud of that, but that's where my ego and my pride took me. I was not going to let another man run me over. I will be more easygoing with my other half. When it comes to female, I'm very...
Speaking about interrupt, you wanted to acknowledge your wonderful lady.
Yes, I met this wonderful woman 9 months ago, and she has brought more life to my life, and we have a good time together, and we love each other very much, and I tell her that out of all my life, I'm not. She hasn't gotten the youngest guy in me from years ago, but she's got the longest guy that's been clean and sober in all the life from the other relationship I had, and I'm just looking forward to love her, and she loves me. She does a lot of good things. I met her family, wonderful family. We have gone to parades. I met her wonderful kids. We have a good relationship, The dog doesn't bark at me no more, So things are going just real good, and I'm so glad that God put her in my life, and we got good plans for this summer, going out to Maine and a lot of good stuff to the park and all
And
that.
say her name.
And her name is Rose.
And she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, Rose, and the second name is Andrea.
Andrea, yes.
They call her a lot of Andrea, so I took her second name. I call her my Rose.
Yeah.
My love. So that's that, and I love her. I love her a lot. I think I haven't loved like this in never.
Very good. And she came down today.
And she came here to support me
Back you
today.
up.
Yeah, and believe me, that wasn't easy. Her going to places.
Yeah.
So.
And she told you after the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to thank you too, because believe me, for 3 weeks in a row, you didn't give up on me, and you saw that I wanted to do this, but timing and the health issues were not in my side. And I told you, please give me a chance. We're gonna keep grinding it out. And you kept checking on me, how we were doing, and I needed that kind of consistent check, and finding out. And we nailed it down today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And more to come.
More to come,
More to
for
come.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know how much we had. This is going so smooth. There's so much experience that you have.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, how many times in jail?
Oh, boy, I lost the count.
Really?
Yeah, I lost the count. I never done many years consecutively, but man, I've been to a lot of detoxes, never stood there and finished them thoroughly. Jails, had no choice, had to do them. But I always managed to manipulate the system and get out of there either by probation or time served. And my biggest bit, out of all of them, I've done like a little bit over 10 years altogether. Altogether.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And and every time I went to jail, I did not just go there. I went and did programs. This time around, I did 17 certificates in 2 years, and I was not mandated to do it. I did it because I wanted to learn what the hell is going on with Louie inside him. And I took Smart Recovery. I took a 6-month program. It's called RCA. recovery. It's called an academic recovery for correction. And that's 6 months, how to deal with violence, how to deal with people, places, and things, and then how to give a presentation in front of a group and earn a certificate. And I learned how to be a family man. I learned how to get involved with business, how to buy my own house, on and on and on, 70 certificate. And I just did this out of my own because I was guaranteed parole anyway. But I wanted it just not do the time. The time to do me. I wanted to do the time, invest myself well in there for 2 years, and I did that, and I have a pretty good handle on myself today. And anything that I own today, I I don't have much, but I have myself back, and that means a lot. And if I had a lot of things, I gotta know that they don't possess me, I possess them.
Do you feel like they rehabilitated you?
I feel that as I was getting older and going back to jail, it was kind of getting old for me. It was getting harder and harder, and I started looking up and reflecting: is this going to be a correction for me, or is it going to be another daycare for me?
Yeah.
So I started there by not using drugs, which I could have. It was the mid-season of all that. And I started really getting serious about everything in my life. And I said, no, 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 no. And I'm still doing what I was out to do in there since the day I got in there.
Yeah.
Withdrawing from drugs and alcohol, from methadone and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And I took it outside with me, and I haven't changed nothing. And I go to the gym today. I balance my life with mental, physical, and spiritually. And wherever I'm asked to speak, here I am.
Yeah.
And in order I learned through the fellowship, in order to keep it, I got to give it away. So I'm giving it away so I could keep it one more day.
Yeah.
And it's been a quite good experience today.
You're doing a great job.
And
great job.
Quite a pleasure to meet you 10 years ago. And
yeah, I remember when you came in.
yeah, I was telling my Rose that you guys took me in.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I came into the fellowship not knowing what to expect, blindfolded. Just came in there just to see what
you were a little scary, too.
I was, I heard that. I was scary, and...
we got to wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up.
We got like 1 minute. So, Louie, thank you so much. And very soon, when we can work it out, we're going to get you back, because you could do 10 shows. Anyway, that's a wrap.
Thank you so much.